Welcome to the Wine Down with Kev podcast. We are in season 5. I'll be honest with you, people. I've lost track of what episode we are at, but I am excited. I was busy. Forgive me. I took a few Wednesdays off where I did not upload a Wine Down with Kev podcast, but I'm back. There it is. I hope you missed me. I hope that some of you that are dedicated to watching this podcast, I appreciate you. Thank you to everybody on Facebook, on IG, and special thanks to all of my subscribers that are following, subscribing, getting the notification buttons when the podcast has been uploaded. But even though it's been a few weeks, the formula has not changed. I am still trying to have incredible conversations with incredible people and introducing you to new people doing new things in a brand new world. And tonight is no different. Tonight, I am really excited to bring to you Miss Treva Bendy. She is doing some amazing things. And I'm gonna stop talking for a second. I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna get into it. Treva, tell the people who you are.
Who am I? Well, my name is Treva Bendy. I am an e-learning and education coach. I am the CEO of the Training Lounge.
Yes.
And I have over 20 years of experience in instructional design and business consulting with major companies. So I've been around for quite a while and enjoy what I do.
I love it. So Treva, you told the people who you are, but in some of our prep conversation, tell the people where you're from. They're going to be surprised because I don't detect any accent in your voice at all. If I try to have a good ear when I meet people and try to pinhole where you're from. Tell the people where you're from.
Well, I am from, and you would never guess, but I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Nala. All right.
Nolans is what they call it.
Nolans. But these days, you are in H-Town. Is that correct?
Yes, I've actually been in H-Town for many years. I left New Orleans when I was young, but guess what? I still claim it.
Okay, you claim it, and you said you have the gumbo game that you can still cook some gumbo.
Oh yeah, I can cook a mean bowl of gumbo. Well, actually, a mean pot of gumbo.
Okay,
yes, that is one of my specialties.
You got to make the whole pot. You're not going to play with it, right?
No, not gonna play with it. Oh yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy a lot of the Louisiana cuisines.
Okay. I have never been to Louisiana. I'm on my way one of these days, but I've been to H-Town. H-Town is a place where everybody's going. You probably have half of New York living in H-Town, Houston right now. Is that right?
Yes. I mean, Houston is such a diverse city. I mean, there's so many wonderful places to eat, so many wonderful places to go. You meet so many new people. It's a great town. So I'm really happy to be here.
I love it. So Treva, we're going to talk all about your business, but I want to talk about your family a little bit. If my memory is correct, you have a brother that is coaching college sports at a very high level. Why don't you go ahead and shout your brother out and talk about who he is and where he's at?
Oh yes, he's gonna love me. Yes, my brother James Thomas. He's the head coach at University of Oklahoma, and he is the head coach for the track team, for the men and women track team and cross country. So he is an amazing person. And yes, we travel wherever he lives. That's where we go for the holidays.
I love it. Well, that's some excitement. OU is serious. That's a very high level. Big 12, if I have my conferences right. He's coaching men, he's coaching women, he's coaching cross country. So he has them on the track all the time. Did you grow up running with your brother?
No, I did not. No, that was his niche. I was more in industrial engineering at the University of Houston.
Got it. I got it. I got it. And shout out to the University of Houston. Right now, the number one team in the NCAA tournament, doing very well, still alive going into the Sweet 16. And you coming be an industrial engineer, you shared with me that you have a wonderful 15-year-old son, and you're raising him with an interest in the STEM fields as well.
Yes. Oh my gosh, my son loves science. That's one of his favorite subjects in school, and he's not so bad in math as well. So he's actually doing STEM science in his high school. So that's one of the subjects he enjoy with kind of like a minor in technology.
I love it. Touching on all the STEM stuff. So, for all of the people, we had a little bit of a sports conversation, but people, as the world is changing, we're going to talk about that. Please get these kids interested in STEM. That's science, technology. Is it engineering and math?
For my son?
For STEM. What is the
Oh
definition of STEM?
yes, it is engineering and math.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I loved math growing up. Actually, initially went to school to be an electrical engineer, but
Mm.
once I didn't show up the right way in that first math class, so let me change my major so I can successfully get out of school. But obviously, you becoming an industrial engineer, you hit the ground running, you stuck to it, and you did well in that field.
Yes, yes, it's my passion. Actually, my aunt, she guided me into industrial engineering because she actually graduated as a mechanical engineer. So we're trying to keep the engineers in the family.
I love it. I love it. People watching the show, this is not something you see every day. Your aunt graduates mechanical engineer, you go into industrial engineering. I have to ask, what company or career did your aunt choose with that degree?
She actually works for NASA here in Houston.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Only the best and brightest minds at NASA. People, we have to start thinking about some different things and having conversations just like this. This is what I love about podcasting, talking to interesting people that's doing different things. And certainly being in engineering, being second generation, and then raising a third generation in engineering, that's different. We collectively don't see that every day. So I love it. I'm going to dig into your family a little bit more before we start talking business. I
Yes,
understand that last week you and your family took your first cruise.
yes. Oh my gosh, that was such an amazing adventure. We it 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 was a family cruise. We went and we spent like 5 days, 4 nights, cruising to the it was a Western Caribbean cruise. We went to Cozumel as one of our ports. And it was so much fun. It was my very first cruise. I did not know what to expect. I lost track of days. I did not know what day of the week it was.
That's good. That means you were all the way in Western Caribbean cruise, Cozumel. Where else did you go?
Well, that was the only port for that one. It was just one port. So it actually left Galveston. So it was a really great cruise. It was the weather was beautiful. The wind, just sitting out and looking at the ocean, it was just unbelievable. And
I,
so many activities. I did not know there was so much to do on a cruise.
oh
We
yeah.
went from one thing to another, family night to karaoke to uh, dinner as a family, talking, laughing, just talking about the past. It was amazing.
All right.
Truly enjoyed it.
I'm obligated to ask the question that the people want to know. What did you sing at karaoke? What did you sing?
Okay, so I did not sing at the karaoke on the cruise, but I do have a history of singing in karaoke at my family Christmas karaoke nights.
Okay, okay, okay. What's the go-to? What we pulling out the
Okay.
bag on family karaoke night?
Okay, so my okay, I am see you're gonna put me on the spot trying to figure out remember the name of my person. I do a lot of Sade.
Okay. Okay.
And Jill Scott. That's it, Jill
Okay.
Scott.
Okay. Okay. That's soulful. That's hard. Those are some notes. You got to
Yes.
have some game, but I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'm not going to ask you to
Don't do
date
that.
Sade or Jill Scott on this podcast. So, Treva, let's transition to talk to business. You and I are connected because we are in school together. I like to joke and tell people that I am in night school. I am learning how to do online courses and education, but you have a leg up. You have 20 years being in the e-learning space. Let's talk about the e-learning space and how you've been in it so long. Whereas to me, as an observer, it seems like something that's brand new to the world. That's a result of social media and content creation.
Yes. So e-learning, it's it's sprouted out more so when during the pandemic where they didn't have much in-person training. So in-person classroom training was huge before then, but after that e-learning sprouted. We had online courses being developed, but we had been doing that in instructional design for so many years, so it's not new to us. It's just new to others. And it just brings a lot of ways of being effective and engaging for people to learn, and they don't have to be there in person. And a lot of people create e-learning courses from even from different webinars that you have, you can actually create e-learning courses from. So there's so many tools out there to help you create these e-learning courses.
I think it's important to talk about. So let's talk about some of these tools. And the reason I think it's important, people, because we are in a paradigm shift in the world right now. It's not your job. It's not mine. It's not yours, Treva. It's the paradigm shift that started in 2020. A lot of people used to use words like, I can't wait for things to go back to normal. I never said that. I knew there was a new normal coming. So
Mhm.
talk to me. March 2020, pre March 2020, you probably are doing classroom training, but the
Mhm.
world stops. We can't get together. Nobody can be in the same room together. How did that help? I can only imagine that it made you and those you work with super busy.
It did. It made us busy because of the fact that we had to figure out the path. What is the path that we're going to take? Okay, if we can't do in-person instructor-led training, which everyone was used to, because we even the company that I was working with, they were so used to seeing each other. They were used to interacting, having immediate feedback. And sometimes with e-learning, you don't get that immediate feedback. You're
Yes.
you're you're just watching courses online. So you didn't have that interaction with those instructors. So that was something that was being missed. So with e-learning, you had to find a way to make it so engaging that the users taking the courses were able to feel like they were learning, feel like they got something out of it, and they felt confident to take what they learned back to the workplace and then utilize what they've learned. So e-learning since then has sprouted so much. You find some of the individuals creating e-learning courses using tools like Canva.
Okay.
Canva is one of the most popular tools that people are using to create them. But for a lot of the major companies, they use a tool called Articulate. And that's one of the tools that we use in our program to teach students how to create e-learning courses. And so that's one of the tools that not a lot of people know, but we have an instructor that actually teaches them hands-on training on how to create these courses. So e-learning has sprouted so much in within the past 3 4 years, that now everyone wants to know how to create
Yes.
e-learning courses.
Well, I think it's a beautiful thing because it gives you the ability to learn something without it's taking travel out of the equation. I know in my industry, in the insurance industry, in order for someone to get started to get a license, they used to have to go to a classroom, listen to an instructor. But fast forward, due to the pivot, it's all online, it's all e learning right now. But you said a couple of things I want to dive into. Canva. That one surprised me because I talked to a lot of fellow insurance agents and other people about using social media. So I think of Canva in the framework of it being like a graphic design tool and creative things. But you mentioned Canva as a good tool for e-learning.
It is. So Canva is, you can actually record courses on Canva. And what I love about Canva is you can record it slide by slide. So if you mess up just on one slide, you can redo that slide. Or if something changes in your program, you can actually re-record that one slide with the information that changed. So there's so many great uses with Canva and what it does. And then it has such a versatile usage of templates. There's so many templates that you can use, so you don't have to start from scratch. So that's with a lot of people. They think that when they're learning a new tool, that you have to start from scratch.
Yes.
Just like with some people transitioning into a new career, a lot of careers, you don't have to start from scratch. You can use a lot of the talent and knowledge that you currently have and use that and transition into a new career and take away that fear of a career change.
Let's talk about that career change. I think that's something that's going to be very relatable to all the watchers, everyone that's watching this. We're hearing reports of big companies, Google, YouTube, major employers doing major downsizing. Now, I don't say those company names to pick on those companies because I think it's something that everyone needs to prepare for. We have no idea when AI is going to come for anybody's job. And I love AI. I'm a big user of it. But let's talk about that person that's been in a career like you and I. I was inside my company for 20 years before I launched into the deep and started my own company. You have 20 years experience. Let's talk about the emotional side of career change first. And then what are some technical things that people can do? Because maybe somebody's an expert in whatever field they're in, real estate, banking, mortgages, and they have all this knowledge that their company suddenly no longer values today or may not value in the future. How do they start before, they find themselves kicked to the curb, for lack of a better term? How do they start thinking about their expertise in creating e-learning courses now as maybe a side revenue stream that may become a permanent revenue stream in the future?
Well, one of the things that with career change, it brings on the emotional and psychological aspects of career change. A lot of people that think about career change, they deal with the emotional side, having the uncertainty, the fear of change, because they're walking out into the unknown. They don't know what they're walking out into. And so you have that uncertainty, and then the skill gap. They're like, do I have the skills necessary to transition into a new career? Do I have the knowledge? Or what about if am I competing with other people that may have more experience than I do? So it's those things that run through individuals, their mind. And so when you're transitioning, looking into what I call a transforming within,
Yes.
having that mindset shift of understanding what it is that I need to, what is it, but basically not what I need to know, it's what I already know.
Yes.
So looking at what you already know, taking that, and then understanding, okay, what are some of the things that I'm interested in? If I'm an educator, some of the things that I have curriculum design. I understand how to work with diverse students. I understand how to build courses, presentations. These are some of the things that educators already know.
Yes.
So taking that skill set and then looking at, for example, instructional design, because that is kind of a one-to-one alignment when you think about it. It's just that you may be working with more adults than you do children. So some of the foundational information you learn as an instructional designer helps you to understand that transition. And so it's it's basically transforming within, understanding that alignment you have, and then even with other industries, like, not industries, but other careers, such as project management or IT, various other different professionals, they have alignment with other careers. And when I say instructional design, again, I'm talking about creativity. Everyone has creativity.
Yes.
It's just exploring that creativity, figuring out how can I help others engage in courses, like creating assessments, creating different games and different ways of engaging those users.
Yes.
So you can take that and transform. And I keep saying transform within, because it is a transformation.
It
You are
is.
transforming into what you want to do. Currently, you have people that's overwhelmed in their positions. They are burnt out. They sometimes want more of a work-life balance.
Yes.
They are, they, you know, they, and some people just want to change careers. They're just not
Yes.
happy with where they are.
Yes.
And so understanding where they are and some of the things that they already have, and not feel overwhelmed when it comes to transitioning to a new career. And that will help them to have a better outlook. And then start talking to people,
Yes.
networking,
Yes.
networking with others, understanding what's out there, understanding, like, if you have a few careers that you are interested in, network with some of those careers, and then research some of those careers, get a better understanding of what that career entails, what you would have to do in that career, and what you currently have, and how can you align. And then look at some of the education. What is the education you would have to go through in order to get that skill set? Now, with a lot of those careers like instructional design, you don't have to go to a long-term college career to get the skill sets you need. There are programs that allow you to get more than what's needed
So we're
for
talking
that
about like
career change.
certifications, maybe something that can be done in 90 days, such as
Yes,
your course that's coming up, the training lounge. So let's jump in.
yes.
We have segued into it. Let's talk about the training lounge. Let's talk about this wonderful course that you've put together that's really going to speak to people that's right in this space. So I'm talking to you and I'm watching, and I want to say one thing to the watchers. At that 20-minute mark where she talked about the underpaid, the overwhelmed, the underappreciated, the teachers, if you know a teacher, a family member, a coworker, or you, if you're feeling that way, share this podcast with them, because I think this is going to move the mark. So I want to talk about the training lounge. And I want to talk about let's talk about the training lounge first, and I'm gonna dial back to some other things you touched on. So tell the people what you're doing, when you're doing it, and what it's all about.
Well, my company, as I mentioned, is the Training Lounge. It's an online platform that helps to it helps people to build professional growth, and it helps them to build their professional development. What it does is, I have a online program. It's an instructional design mastery program. It's a 90-day program. We launch April 23rd. This program, thank you. This program is comprised of 3 courses. And the reason why I am so excited about it is because it's a comprehensive course. And when we talk about ensuring that individuals that are looking for a career change, wanting them to align with something that can utilize their current skill sets, this is built as a comprehensive program, looking at not just the skill sets that you're developing, but also helping you to develop the transformation, the mindset transformation is also a part of this. And so what we do is we have 3 courses that it's comprised of. Is the essential foundations. So we want to build that foundational knowledge. We want you to understand what it is that you need to understand to be an instructional designer.
Yes.
Also, the next thing is the blueprint. What does that blueprint look like? And we actually go comprehensive into understanding how to plan, how to create, how to deliver e-learning courses. We take you from those that don't know how to do it. We expand your knowledge. We take you through all the skill sets, the knowledge that you need to know, and we also take you through the practical skills, because that's one of the things I've heard and I've known from many other educational programs, is that you learn more theory and you don't get the practical knowledge, the hands-on knowledge. And we take you through with an instructor. We take you through guided step-by-step on how to create an e-learning course. So you get that immediate feedback.
People need that. People need the hands-on. We all learn differently. Some people are audio learners. They learn by listening. Some are visual. They learn by looking. Some are kinesthetic. They learn by doing. So I think it's wonderful that your course is going to offer that, not only the blueprint, the roadmap for how to get there, but how to design your instruction for whatever it is that you desire to teach. And the beauty of it is not that you're not awesome in your own right. I understand that you're going to be bringing in some major other experts to give people exposure to some of the other skill sets that they need. So let's talk about that.
Yes, and I'm so glad you mentioned that, because outside of creating, in addition to the practical skills, we also prepare you for career readiness.
Yes.
So we don't want you to just learn it and get the skill sets. We want to take you to the next level of how do you secure a career as an instructional designer. And how we do that is we bring on consulting firm. We bring on in industry experts from consulting firms, from even one of the major companies like Google.
Talk about that. Wow.
Yes, we actually have the hiring manager from Google. And that is an extraordinary thing, because I want individuals to understand and know what it is from a major company. What are they looking at for an instructional design? What do they look for? And what the things that you need to know, the insights. And I want them to have a Q&A session. Ask questions. You don't get that every day, not unless you're actually in the interview.
Right.
So we want individuals to learn from different industry experts. And we also have someone that's teaching them how to create a resume. So resume writing, how to update, how to create. So we want you to understand, and also how to interview. So we have so many different experts, and we also have an expert on teaching you how to train. So a lot of instructional designers, once they build the course, if they're doing in-class training, they need to learn how to train. So we actually have an industry expert to teach you and talk to you about training. So it's very exciting, because we just want to prepare you overall, the foundation. We want to teach you the skills, the practical skills and knowledge, and we want to teach you how to go out into the world and prepare yourself to interview for a position as an instructional designer.
So I'm gonna put a framework around that, because people need to digest. This is Wine Down with Kev. Grab a glass of water, glass of wine, whatever you desire. But rewind this, because I want you to capture everything she just said. I heard resume writing. I heard interview skills. I heard training skills. I heard expert advice from a hiring manager at Google. So let's dig into it. I've lived this. I've watched a lot of people that started way back when I started get downsized, right sized, whatever word you say it, it's a breakup. We're going to move on without you. You're not at this company anymore. And all that anxiety you talk about rests on their shoulders. People think all I know is the things that I've done at this company. And the only processes I know is the software or the hardware that I use. But they don't know that these skills are transferable. So it sounds like taking your course in the training lounge course that I might discover some things that I'm good at, and it might boost my confidence and help me get back out there on the scene and land in a brand new field that I'm probably qualified for. I just don't know it yet.
And that's true. You don't know until you experience it. And the thing about it is, I love technology, and we want this to be so simple that anyone that don't have the technical knowledge from the software to still be able to jump in and do it. And with that, we also provide micro videos, because one of the things I've noticed is that the attention span, sometimes you want something short and sweet.
Yes.
You don't want long 60-minute, 30-minute videos to teach you how to do something. And so with that in mind, we have micro videos. We have, along with the instructor that is still going to take it step by step. So we want to give you all the tools for people to make it so simple that if you don't know how to use the tool, you will learn by the time you finish this course.
I love it, because let's dial backwards a little bit. March of 2020, April of 2020, when you're transitioning people, you go from in classroom teaching to all online. How many people have you helped, whether in business, in family, or any place else? I mean, many churches went to Zoom, but at first nobody knew how to sign on and they didn't plan on going on. But today they're good with it. How did you help people navigate that anxiety? Because somebody's listening to it in the back of their mind. As much as you love and have passion about technology, as much as I do too, somebody's saying, I hate the computer. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. This is what I was hoping to avoid. How do you help them navigate that anxiety and realize that no matter what you teach them, if they touch this Mac that's in front of me or laptops in front, they're not going to break anything? How have you successfully relieved that anxiety and gotten people to the point where they realize that they can press the enter key and they won't break anything?
Well, it's funny because, even when I do instructor-led training, because I've trained many of the courses that I've developed, and it's just having that personal touch.
Yes.
And just working with people and letting them know, hey, I have been where you are.
Yes.
It may seem like it's hard or difficult, but when you take it step by step and break it down and you engage, you have different like group sessions. You may have breakout groups, a lot of people, and then having accountability partners.
Yes.
Those type of things help to make people feel confident and make them feel like I'm not in this by myself.
Yes.
Because some of even the programs that I'm a part of, we have accountability groups. Yes. And we work with them, we talk with them. They're in the same boat as we are. Yes. And that's with my program too. I will make sure that people have accountability partners, because I want you to feel like you're not in it alone. And then having the ability to go back and rewind the lessons. Like each week, we will have weekly sessions, and every session will be recorded. You'll be able to go back, rewind, listen to it, because sometimes I don't get things the first try too. So you may have to go back and review it. And a lot of those things that you put in place help people to feel more confident and help people to understand what it is that they need to learn. And then having someone be there with you to talk to give you feedback, ask questions, say, hey, am I doing this correctly? that helped people to feel more confident and having that personable touch, because a lot of the people that I work with, we talk, we conversate, and it just makes people feel comfortable in learning something that they did not know.
I love everything that you said. I would, to the comfort and the confident, I would say community matters. You and I on this podcast because we're a part of a community. We're accountability partners. And when we have our one-off sessions, when it's 2 or 3 of us, you get to share your anxiety that you don't get to share when it's a lot of people. So I think we done gave people a bunch of reasons to be a part of your program. So I'm going to reinforce it again. Everywhere on social media, I need y'all to follow. Tell me what it again is, at _ the training lounge. Is that correct?
Yes. With Instagram and with TikTok. Excuse my language, TikTok. It's at _ the training lounge. Or you can go directly to my website at thetraininglounge.com.
I love it. You guys are going to love it. I've been there. I've checked out her videos. They are amazing. I knew this podcast would add a lot of value to people because everybody's in transition, whether you know it or not, whether you've gotten the email from your company or whether you've had that experience where you go to sign on and you can't get on anymore. Everybody is in transition. And if you're just thinking about it, maybe you're on a job and you've quietly quit already, you're still going. You're thinking about doing something different, but you don't have that confidence yet. I encourage you to check out and join the Training Lounge. It's launching on April 23rd. This podcast will be out a few weeks before that. So we're going to share this everywhere. And if it's not for you, please share it with someone that needs to hear it. So Treva, before we get ready to close, is there anything you wanted to share with the people that we did not talk about?
Well, one of the things I also wanted to add too is the course also has components of AI in it. A lot of times some people either hate it or they love it. And they hate it because they don't know how to use it. And in instructional design, learning how to use AI properly and understanding the AI tools that are out there to make things so much more convenient. That's one of the things that we have incorporated as well. So just wanted to share that with you.
I think that I'm glad you mentioned it because AI is huge. I'm a big AI person. I'm using AI every day. I'm studying AI every day. And sometimes I'll do something, I'll show somebody like, oh, Kevin, that's cheating. I said, well, let me tell you this. I would rather hire someone in my company that can get to the answer quicker versus someone that has to go to a library and look up the encyclopedia to find the answer. It's speed, people. So all the things you touched upon in AI, definitely at the Training Lounge, everywhere. Find it, check it out. So I always try to close my podcast the same way. My podcast is called Wine Down with Kev, the Dream Chaser podcast. So I want you to give a message to anybody out there that's chasing a dream. Maybe they want to create a course. Maybe they want to do a new business venture. Maybe they need to change careers and they're a little bit discouraged. I want you to give them a minute of encouragement to encourage them to chase their dream.
Well, one of the things I want you to know is please chase it and live it. Live your dream. Because one of the things that I have been chasing my dream for quite a while and didn't really notice that I was already living it. I have been in instructional design over 20 years, but then it came to me to say, Treva, you have been doing this for so many years with the skill sets you have. Teach others. In my career, I have been managing other instructional designers. So having that experience and already doing it, it's like, why not teach others to have that career? And even if it's not instructional design, understanding what it is you want to do, and because going to work and loving what you do is the most important thing. When I go to work, I am happy. I enjoy what I'm doing. And I want each and every one of you to understand what it is you want to do. Chase your career, chase your dream, live it, and just enjoy it. And it's a ride, it's a journey. And enjoy the journey, because once you're going to get there. So enjoy the journey, do what you need to do, whether it's networking with others, whether it's getting that education. And if you're interested in instructional design, look me up. I would be glad to talk with you. Send me an email. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's see what it is that you want to do. What type of transformation do you need to have? How can we get you on that right career path to chase your dream and live it?
Ladies and gentlemen, Treva Bendy, the Training Lounge. Yeah.